We do have a special guest on, and he is the guy. My back literally hurts right now. My lower back has been killing me really all season long, and it's because of having to carry this guy.
Wow. Robbie Hummel showed up.
You know what's crazy? I tune in for 2 freaking minutes, and I hear Jeff plagiarizing what I say on the broadcast on this After Dark thing. He can't even think of his own thoughts, man. Like, this dude is so bad at his job. Yeah, he's stealing money from all of us. I'm ashamed to say it.
I hit the mute button. I hit I had you on mute the entire night tonight. I didn't hear one word you said.
You know why I called in? Because Jarrell was the man. That's why I called in. Other than that, I don't give a shit about Rob, and I definitely don't give a shit about Jeff.
I appreciate that.
You're basically look. This is exactly what has happened with Dan Hurley, right? Like I get thrown under the bus because Jeff pissed everybody off. I got to take the heat for it.
Yeah, I'm with Coach Hurley because Jeff sucks, man. He's tough. Jeff makes my life hell. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I wanted to ask you. So you called the Illinois game. You're our resident kind of Big Ten guy. Like I just, what is your take on the Illini? Kind of what is happening here and how they've kind of ended up in this spot where we thought that they were like I said it. I thought that they were a Final Four team, and now they look like okay. You got this run at the end of the Big Ten schedule. Like you might be looking at a first weekend exit kind of a deal.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me a little bit of 2 years ago where they were such a bad 3-point shooting team, but they kept just shooting them. And, I mean, look at the first half of this game versus the second half. Rutgers' 2-point defense has been awful all year long. It is not what we've seen from Peichel. It's that they don't have the size. Abole's out. So, like, there's nobody in there. In the second half, there was a directive to drive, post, get to the paint. I just don't know why you're not doing that right away. Because Rutgers, the paint is such a weakness for their defense. But Illinois, man, they want. I said this a couple of years ago. They were like, addicted to shooting threes, but they don't make them. So I don't know. They made them against Oregon, and they looked amazing. But Oregon's kind of come back to earth. I don't know. The inconsistencies have to be very, very frustrating for Illinois fans.
Very frustrating for people that said that Illinois has a chance to make the Final Four too. I feel very dumb right now.
Or that too. But when you root for UConn, you don't know basketball probably, Rob.
Hey, how was it watching Dylan Harper tonight? I know he's been out and not himself for like a month now.
Yeah.
He's special, isn't he?
Man, he is. He really is. And the change of pace stuff is so high level. The shot making, and then just the clutch plays. He made a lot of really good things happen at the end of that game. But it's just great to see him back. He's one of the elite talents of the league, and Ace Bailey has had a lot on his plate, and the two of those guys have too. We've wondered who's going to be the third scorer for them all year. And tonight, Jeremiah Williams gave him good minutes, and they got some real pick-me-ups from like PJ Hayes hasn't made a shot in forever. Same with Martini. Those guys make big ones. But it was, Dylan Harper is an awesome player. He's a great kid. And, we're not going to see him much longer in the Big Ten, so we better appreciate what we have left of that.
Robbie, I said this to these guys a little bit earlier in the year, but how fun would it be? And I know this probably is unlikely to see this Rutgers team somehow just get into the tournament, even if it's like a first 4-win game with the talent that they got. And we talk about this constantly. People want to see pros, guys that are going to be big time players at the next level.
Yep. No, I mean, I think it would be awesome to see them in, and it will be interesting to see if they can string together some good play here. The problem will, of course, be even if they are playing great at the end of the year, they might be a tournament team, but they won't have a tournament resume, barring like going 8-1 or, going 7-2 and going crazy in the Big Ten tournament. But when you think about single elimination and short scouts, seeing that type of player, I mean, Ace, when he gets going, I saw him in Indiana, and I was like, my God, Mike, at 39, dude. The people that have gone for 39 at Assembly Hall in a Big Ten game are like Sean Respert, and it was some guy I had not heard of from like the 60s, way, way back. So Ace joined that club. You watch him against Northwestern, and he has some nights where he gets a little wild shot selection wise, and defensively, I think there's a little bit that he leaves a little bit to be desired, especially considering his physical tools. But you combine him and Dylan Harper on a short scout, if they could somehow find a way in, and defensively and rebounding have really been their issues this year, on top of who's the third scorer. So they've had plenty of problems. But, Steve Peichel feels like they're getting better. It's a great start. If you're going to do it, you had to start tonight, and they did. So I would love to see that because, like you said, you want to see those types of guys play in those high pressure and, the biggest moments of the season. That's what the NCAA tournament is.
All right, Robbie, last one I got for you, then I'll let you go enjoy your Wednesday night in beautiful Piscataway, New Jersey.
Thank you.
I had this argument with someone today. Is Braden Smith an NBA point guard?
I think he can be, yes. I just think he manipulates the game and pick and roll at such a high level. He hasn't shot it great from three, but I do think he's a good shooter off the bounce. He's a winner. He's tough as shit. I think I'm not saying he's going to be a first-round pick, but I just feel like he finds a way to get there because that's just kind of his deal.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it,
Robbie,
too.
what are we doing about you're canceling? We had it all set
Dude,
up, Doster, with Painter tomorrow morning, 11:30, and now Rob's like, my flight got pushed back. I can't.
Yo, Rob, this is crazy. I called in. I called into the Lord, and I called up an ice storm for Chicago. So I was like, I don't want to do the podcast, God. Please be around 32 degrees and rain so that shit will freeze. And you act like I delayed my flight myself. I don't fly private like you do.
What I think we're going to do instead is Paint and I are just going to have a Robbie Hummel roast without
That's
you there.
Fine. He's been my college coach, my landlord for a while. My roommate, so he can roast me. I'm sure he's got the stories.
He's got them. He won't divulge them. We've tried this before, and I think he feels bad for you. I think he honestly feels like pity on you that he doesn't want to embarrass you further.
You know what the highlight of my day was today? When I got that delayed thing, I was like, "Ooh, this screws our podcast up." Good. This will put the pressure on that.
We're doing it anyway. I don't know when or with who, but we're going to do it at some point tomorrow. But I have lunch planned with my parents at 1:30, so we're going to have to work around that. But here's the thing,
Rob. Like Jeff needs to be more flexible. Jeff lives on vacation, so he should be able to do these at better times. It's like he gives me one time.
Yeah, who are you kidding, Rob? Like I have to go get lunch at 1:30. Yeah, it's February, dude. You can cancel your lunch. It's February.
Jeff is just this is what you do. You know what that sounds like? That's a very late lunch. Jeff, that's what when the rich people eat. They eat at like lunch at 2, dinner at like 9. That sounds right for Jeff. That sounds right.
Now, you know what? He's more the old man. I would expect him to be eating lunch at about 10:30, dinner at 4:30.
Got the early bird dinner. Yeah, I got the early bird dinners going in here in Delray.
Man, Jeff is old. That's true.
All right, Robbie, go enjoy your night, man. Appreciate you jumping on. Great call tonight.
Good seeing you guys.
Great mute
See
button.
You too,
mute, nothing better than the mute button.
Okay. I quit, dude.
All right. All right, Megan, hit us with some more